All right, brace yourselves for this next story because it's a doozy. Springfield, Ohio, now about to be renamed Little Haiti. It's a town that most Americans probably couldn't find on a map, will suddenly become ground zero for a crisis that epitomizes everything wrong with our current immigration policies. We're talking about a massive influx of Haitian immigrants that's turned this quiet Midwestern town upside down. But here's the kicker. While the mainstream media is either ignoring this or sugarcoating it, we have the raw, yes, the raw, unfiltered truth. Let me tell you, it's going to make your blood boil. Now, folks, we're living in crazy times, but you know who's still kicking butt and taking names? I'm talking about the legendary Chuck Norris. That's right. At 84 years old, he's stronger and more energetic than ever. How? Well, he's discovered 3 things that sabotage our bodies as we age and found a simple way to combat them. Now, he and his wife feel decades younger with lean bodies and energy to spare, and he's made a special video explaining this method, and you can watch it right now, well, after this video, at chuckdefense.com/next. Just click the link in the description. Trust me, you will not believe how simple it is. Don't let age slow you down. Learn Chuck Norris's secrets and feel like you're in your prime again. That's chuckdefense.com/next. Okay. Are you ready for this? This has been all over today. This has been like the dominant story on X. Is house cats are now they're lining up supporting Donald Trump. Well, why? Cats' lives matter, my friends. Make cats safe again. Okay. Are you ready for this? Residents in Springfield, Ohio, they're reporting that Haitians are eating their family pets. Another gift to the Biden-Harris mass immigration replacement plan. Liberals will soon be lecturing Americans on why they need to be sensitive to Haitian culture and accept this as the new normal. Save our pets and secure our borders. Joe Biden floods Ohio town with 20,000 Haitian migrants, 10 to a bedroom. Springfield, Ohio, warning to all about our beloved pets and those around us. My neighbor informed me that her daughter's friend had lost her cat. She checked pages, kennels, asked around. One day she came home from work. As soon as she stepped out from her car, looked towards her neighbor's house where the Haitians live, and saw her cat hanging from a branch, like you do for a deer, for butchering. They were carving it up to eat. I've been told they are doing this to dogs. They have been doing it in Snyder Park with ducks and geese. I was told that last bit by rangers and police. Please keep a close eye on your animals. So this is what's happening. This is all because of Kamala Harris's policies. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, here is Kamala Harris saying it. In fact, here's Donald Trump tweeting it, posting it on Truth Social.
To Haitian migrants, 55,000. And then more recently, we extended temporary protected status to over 100,000 Haitian migrants for that very reason, that they need support, they need protection. Starting with our
They need support and they need protection. Donald Trump says 20,000 Haitian migrants were dumped onto the small town of Springfield, Ohio. Border czar Kamala Harris bragging about it. This is just a day before the debate. He posted that on his Truth Social account. Now, here is a woman from Springfield, Ohio, and she goes to her commission meeting there, city commission. The town went from having a population of 60,000 to getting 20,000 Haitians in just a few years. This woman says the majority of people are going to get free services are Haitians. Listen.
Into the grocery. Good evening, everybody. My name is Lisa Hayes, and I am a resident of Springfield, Ohio, and I'm also a registered voter. Okay, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I'm a great-grandmother. I have family here in this town. You know, it's the first time I've ever spoke at the commission meeting, and I'm going to try to make it a good talk with you. Okay, I would like to know how many of you sitting up there tonight go into the grocery stores here in the city, Walmart, here in the city, to do your shopping. I'm going to tell you, 64 years old, and I don't know what kind of label you can put on this, But I'm taking my cart down the grocery aisle, and I have 3 immigrants strapped across the aisle. Seen me coming, would not budge, wouldn't even, and I said, excuse me. Maybe they didn't understand what I was saying, but I'm sure they understood that I was trying to get through that aisle. So I have no recourse now but to bust through it. I'm not afraid to do so. You know, I would like to see them have some common respect, some common decency. Do not try to bully your way through Springfield, Ohio. It's not going to work out well. Yeah, I don't believe it will work out well at all. I have a 20-year-old granddaughter who works 2 jobs, pays city tax. I have a 23-year-old grandson who also pays city tax and federal and state and all the other stuff. She works 2 jobs. She's pregnant. It took us 4 months to get Medicaid for that young lady, and she couldn't have any of her tests done. I had to come up with $150 for her very first doctor's appointment. It's $150. Then I'm told that when she does get the Medicaid, they'll back it up. Are they going to give me my $150 back? I doubt it. I doubt it. And I know that's not your problem. That's a state problem, and I will address them. I already have. The other thing is that I sat down and I decided I was going to start emailing some of the higher ups to the state. Started emailing them. Within one day, they called me and said that they didn't have permission to talk to me because she's 20. I said, that's okay, she'll be home at 2. That morning, she received an automated phone call that she was covered by Medicaid since August 15th. All of a sudden, now she's covered. All of a sudden, now she can get the help. But we can't get through the doors of JFS to do anything. We can't get through it. The line is so long. And that's what we have done here in the city. We have just brought too many daggone people to come in here and be able to apply for free stuff. And here we are working, paying those taxes every week for what? What? So she can't get any help? So we can't get through the doors of Social Security so I can file for retirement? Doors are too, it's packed up there. All the
Yep. Yeah, American citizens get in a back seat these days. That's just the way it is. That's the way they want it. Oh, here's I'm not sure what this is. This is apparently New York City. It appears to be, looks like.
Y miren, lo último que pude ver.
Yeah, that looks like what is that? Are those rats or cats? I don't know what that is. What are those? I don't know what those are. Someone drop a comment. I think those are rats. Big rats, but that's New York City for you. Oh, and here we go. Downtown press, dear racists, you eat birds too. Racists are fury over migrants grilling seagulls and geese. Newsflash, most Americans eat birds. Ever heard of chicken? Accounts guess that the press would write gaslighting articles on why it's okay to eat birds and pets. Here is a woman in Ohio who was arrested. This is body camera footage of a woman who was arrested. What, Brian? She's not a Haitian individual, but she was arrested for eating a neighbor's pet cat.
Yeah.
What did you do? Why'd you kill the cat? Smile for me. Smile, what did you do? Go like this. Did you eat that cat? Did you eat it? No, why'd you kill it? Did you guys see all this?
No, we pulled up and she was just laying there with him.
Did you see her eating it?
Eating it.
She was eating it?
Yeah, she was.
You call the Humane Society, see if they'll come pick this cat up. It's deceased.
Yeah, this is what's happening in Ohio. It's been all over X today. Insane. And here's Ohio's First Lady, Fran DeWine, telling Madison ES students about how children in Haiti live. Jack Posobiec says all of this happened because Mike DeWine's wife is obsessed with Haiti. Let me get the volume for you.
Her 8th birthday, and so she's bringing about 5 kids to spend the night. And so in the governor's house, It's a big house, it's an old house, and, you know,
Oh, whatever. That's all. Who cares? Here's Drew Hernandez posting. Maxine Waters said Haitian illegal aliens were victims because they're black and poor. She also claimed Americans were outraged because they were invading our nation because they're black.
Well, let me just say this, that Haitians have been the victims of, not only our country, but Canada and France for years, historically. They're black, they're poor. It's the poorest country in the hemisphere. They have been exploited, and it continues all the time. They are not, it does not appear that they are seen in the same way that they see others. Haitians have been the victims because they were the first country to fight off, the repression of France. And of course, France have made them pay a big price for it. Yes, I think they're treated differently because they're black, because they are Haitians, and because traditionally they have not been treated as human beings.
Okay, Maxine Waters, of course, always playing the card there. Here's this guy is absolutely furious because Biden-Harris dropped 20,000 Haitians into Springfield. Let's listen to this resident.
Say to that.
When they walk down through here and they say something in their language, I'd be like, go on down the road, you fucking sand monkey.
Oh,
And that's what I say to them.
you say it straight to their face?
Straight to their face. I mean, why beat around the bush?
Okay. What do they say to that?
They don't say nothing. I don't understand them. They don't, I guess apparently they don't understand me, but trying to learn our
Do you
language.
see them trying to learn English and assimilate to the American culture?
No, I don't. But, it's just, it's old, man. I mean, there's 12 motherfucking Haitians that live there, and there's another 7 or 8 lives right here in this corner house.
I'll knock on that door, yeah.
And 4 of them just moved in here. They ain't in there yet, but they're going to be in there next week.
So you're going to be the minority very shortly if you already aren't.
We already are the minority.
Yeah. What would you say the percentage currently is of Haitians to OG, original Springfieldians?
You mean percentage-wise?
Yeah.
Probably them 60%, that's 40.
Okay.
It's
Are they eating cats in the neighborhood? Is that real?
Man, I heard that. The white
Pam?
double right there. They had 6 chickens in their backyard a month ago. 6 walking around fucking chickens, and they ain't none back there now. Now there's over 20,000 of them, and they're every fucking where. They take our fucking apartments.
Okay. Yeah, that guy, I don't know if he's legit or what, but yeah, not exactly language that we endorse here. So to all the YouTube censors who are watching this video right now, no, we're only presenting context, so we're giving context to the viewers. And we, of course, disavow any type of language that would insinuate that we agree with that type of characterization of any group of people. Months ago, J.D. Vance raised the issue of Haitian illegal immigrants draining social services and generally causing chaos all over Springfield, Ohio.
With folks in Chairman Brown, I'd like to ask unanimous consent to submit a letter for the record from the city of Springfield and our state, the southwestern part of our state, which I think highlights a very real example of this particular concern, straight from the horse's mouth itself. Now, this letter, I want to quote from it. Springfield has seen a surge in population through immigration that has significantly impacted our ability as a community to produce enough housing opportunities for all. Springfield's Haitian population has increased 15 to 20,000 over the last 4 years in a community of under 60,000 previous residents, putting a significant strain on our resources and ability to provide ample housing for all of our residents. And end quote there. And Mike.
No objection.
Thank you. In my conversations with folks in Springfield, it's not just housing. They're trying to build 5,000 new housing units, which is a very Herculean task in a town of about 55,000 people. But it's also hospital services, it's school services, there are a whole host of ways in which this immigration problem, I think, is having very real human consequences. Chairman Brown, I'd like to ask.
Sure. Real consequences. You're seeing some of it here. And the memes, of course, are going wild all over the web. You can see here, vote for Trump, ducks for Trump. Now, Charlie, this is interesting. This is from March. DOD officials testified before the House Armed Services Committee, this is in March, remember, that the Biden administration is anticipating mass migration from Haiti into the U.S. via Florida. Well, this is from March, and now it's happening, and we're seeing it all over social media.
Century. And Number one push. So what's the difference between Haiti and a failed state? It's telling, right? We can't really identify them because the gangs are in charge. The government has been thrown out. And as a Florida man, I'm deeply concerned about this wave of people that we're about to have, that we are having, coming from Haiti, and it will accelerate. Because I've gone to Opelika and I've spent time with the folks that are engaged in Operation Vigilant Sentry, and they say the number one push factor that drives these Haitians into Broward County, Palm Beach County, where they don't disperse throughout the country, they stay in Southeast Florida, that driving factor is the deterioration of conditions in Haiti. So what are we doing to prepare for that wave and to ensure that these people are not paroled into the United States as the administration has done with people on the southern border, but instead are repatriated back at the dock at Port-au-Prince?
Congressman, we're doing a number of things to ensure that we're keeping track of the situation and we're prepared. At the moment, we have not yet seen large numbers, what we would characterize as a maritime mass migration. But we are alert to that.
Mass migration, though.
We are alert to that possibility. I think you're right that the driving conditions in Haiti could very well press more people. So we've recently approved some additional assistance that we can provide to the Coast Guard. I think that has now fully been approved. We'll be providing notifications if we haven't already to provide additional shipboard assistance.
Because I've talked to the Coast Guard, and what they say would really support them would be more naval vessels, would be DOD support. And because I think you correctly said that there is an anticipated mass migration here, there are specific legal authorities that we can access that I would implore you to access. Specifically, George W. Bush signed Executive Order 13276. And in that executive order, there is the ability for any president to designate an anticipated mass migration and then get gray hull naval vessels into the Straits of Florida to deter that migration and then to repatriate those people before they get to Florida. So,
but of course, they are not deterring it. Kamala Harris is encouraging it. 100,000, in fact. Elon Musk actually posted paging PETA. Apparently, animal sacrifices are on the rise in Queens, with chickens and pigs being tortured in twisted rituals. Where is PETA on all this? Great question. Yeah, they are missing in action. Now, there's another guy I want to bring up here. This guy really laid into it. Listen to this.
I think it's like kind of odd that like a guy like me has to come out from doing what I do on a daily basis to have fun, because I see what's going on in these streets, and I see you guys just sitting up there in them comfy chairs and suits, and I'm getting out here every day, and I'm broadcasting this, and you guys are just sitting up there in suits or something. Like, I really challenge you guys to get out here and do something. These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into... they flipping cars in the middle of the street. And I don't know how, like, y'all can be comfortable with this. Like, I don't know, like, who's getting paid from it. I honestly feel like someone's getting paid from it in the background. You got a bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here. I know a single mom that FaceTimed me this morning at the welfare office that really need something. And it's nothing but immigrants over there. And I don't even want to seem like I'm coming down on the immigrants, because it's the people that's bringing them down here. Because wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them. Like, y'all get the Highway State Patrol down here every week, and then y'all get like a task force for the Highway State Patrol, and they look for guns and they look for dope and this and that and the fourth. That same people that y'all got riding up and down Limestone doing U-turns, pulling people over for blinkers and pulling people over for going left to center and a couple miles over, y'all can take them same people, the Highway State Patrol, and you can take them in every single one of their silver Chargers and Dodge Durangos, and y'all can take them to Sunset, and y'all can park them right over there, and y'all can teach people how to drive, since the Highway State Patrol knows so much about traffic laws and know what to do in traffic. They need to, y'all pay them, they can go over there and teach these Haitians how to drive, because it's getting I'm getting thousands of views on these and it's going to get bigger and it's only going to get worse. And y'all sitting up there in these chairs, all y'all need to get out here and do something. Y'all making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Y'all need to put on a t-shirt and some Crocs, and then y'all need to come out here in these streets, and y'all need to go out here and I'm out here before the police is. Like, y'all need to do something, bro. Y'all really got to stand on business. Y'all getting paid all this money just to wear a suit and sit in a chair. I think it's crazy, bro. We got to do something, bro. It's kids out here getting hurt. Like, only reason I even went on here and said something about it is because somebody told me they walking from the school and a Haitian almost ran into them. And who is getting paid? Like, how much money is y'all really getting paid, like, to bring them over here? Like, I know it's deeper than them. I know that's where they come from, and that's what they do. That's their country. I don't know what they got going on over there, but they can't do that over here. And if y'all just getting paid from it and then y'all ain't doing nothing about it, I think that's super weird, bro. Y'all got to stand on business. Y'all got to really, like, step up. Like, it's.
So, think about it. 100,000 Haitians getting dumped into America, 20,000 into Ohio. You know that there is tax money involved. And somebody in that town is getting paid. Some NGO, somebody is getting paid to bring these people into that town. And this guy is hitting it right on the head. Get on your Croc. Put your Crocs on. Here's a woman.
Skinner, who I'm not trying to...
Noel? Thank you.
I live at 426 Northwestern Avenue. Miss Skinner, who I'm not trying to put on the spot, is my neighbor.
Just talk to me, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have made concessions with them, and I try to help them the best I can to keep them from trying to squat on my property. But it is so unsafe. I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard, throwing trash in my front yard. And I can't. Look at me, I weigh 95 pounds. I couldn't defend myself if I had to. My husband is elderly, and last night, after living in this home for 45 years, he said, Noel, guess what? It's time to pack up and move. He said, we can't do this anymore. He said, it's killing both of us mentally. I don't understand what you expect of us as citizens. I mean, I understand they're here under temporary protected status, and you're protecting them, and I understand that our city services are overwhelmed and understaffed. But who's protecting us? If we're protecting them, who's protecting me? I want out of this town. I am sorry. Please give me a reason to stay. Thank you.
No, they want her out too. They're going to give her house to some Haitians.
I was out and about yesterday, driving around Springfield. I was looking at the giant holes in some of our buildings. I noticed all of the old familiar spots bearing new signs in an unfamiliar language. I watched as groups of strangers walked around the city like lost tourists, and it was like a punch in the gut. A terrible sadness came over me, and I began to cry. I immediately started to think back to when I was little, walking from my grandma's house on South Fountain through downtown and all the way to Snyder Park, going to Wren's to get new school clothes and shoes, the excitement of the mall for lunch at the Blue Fox, or even better to see Santa, riding down High Street, admiring the beauty of those stately homes and their amazing architecture, dropping pennies in the fountain and making wishes. And now, all those warm memories are becoming fuel to the fire of anger inside of me. I feel like we have been invaded by some sort of pest. I'm angry that my friends and family are packing up and moving away. I'm angry that foreigners are using up the resources that were set up for the Americans that reside here. I'm angry that another country's flag was being flown in our city. I'm angry when I see our businesses and recreational areas littered with garbage left by people that do not know or understand our laws and culture and are making no attempt to learn about them. And let me be clear, this is not about race. This is about people being given the privilege of coming here from another country and having no respect for our people, our land, or our life's work. People living their life here the way they did in Haiti, angry, stealing, polluting, living in filth, and acting like animals. These are not civilized people. Opening containers in our grocery stores, helping themselves to what's inside and throwing the rest onto the shelves and floors. Pulling off of the highway to publicly clean and gut the roadkill lying there in front of anyone that passes by. Stealing animals from farmers and leaving their severed heads at the side of an old school where children play, relieving themselves in public, making some barbaric stew out of the birds that live in our park. This is insanity, and it has to stop. What will become of Springfield? Where will we be in 5 years? The thought terrifies me. Will it be some sort of dystopian wasteland with most of our original residents having moved away and those that cannot afford to move being locked inside their homes, living in fear? This thought is keeping me awake at night. I just want the old Springfield back. I know it was far from perfect, but at least it was still ours. Thank you.
So the situation in Springfield is not just a local issue, it's a microcosm of what's happening across America. It's a result of policies that prioritize open borders over the well-being of American citizens. But here's the thing, it's not just about immigrants. It's about loving America enough to demand sensible policies that benefit everyone. The people of Springfield deserve better, and so do all Americans. This crisis is a wake-up call, and it's time for our leaders to answer it, or for us to elect leaders who will.